To the outside world, getting a PhD makes you a social elite. People hear the title, and they picture a genius in a pristine lab coat, solving the world's biggest problems. They think you have it all figured out. But to you, waking up every morning means facing a crushing wave of anxiety and depression. It means dreading the moment your feet hit the floor. Let me take you back to just 6 months ago. Ha! My morning routine wasn't exactly what you'd see in a motivational YouTube vlog. I would wake up, immediately grab my phone, and open social media. Instantly, I was drowning in a utopian academic world. My feed was flooded with prodigies. You know the ones. The 22-year-olds who just published 3 first-author papers at top-tier conferences. The people who seemed to breathe groundbreaking algorithms instead of air. Then, I would look at my reality. I'd be sitting alone in my apartment, wearing sweatpants I hadn't washed in a week. I was remotely connected to a dusty lab computer, staring blankly at a terminal screen. My AI model was refusing to converge. Again. For the 14th day in a row. I want to make an honest confession to you right now. I am not an academic star. Not even close. I did my PhD in AI, the hottest field on the planet right now. But I spent 4 to 5 grueling years writing perfectly average papers. I pushed out just enough mediocre research to satisfy my committee. I did it just to graduate, just to survive the system. The hardest part about all of this isn't the research itself. It's the isolation. It's the suffocating feeling that you are the only one in the room who is drowning. When I walked into my lab, everyone else seemed to have a master plan. They looked like they knew exactly what they were doing. They moved seamlessly from running complex experiments to writing elegant manuscripts. And there I was, secretly Googling basic Python errors, hoping nobody would see my screen. Do you want to know the funniest, most painful part of doing a PhD in tech right now? It's when a top-tier research lab publishes a massive, industry-shaking breakthrough. The whole world is talking about it. Meanwhile, I'm sitting at my desk, genuinely struggling to finish reading their previous paper, let alone figure out how to replicate their baseline code from 2 years ago. And then you open LinkedIn or X. That is where the academic hype machine really goes into overdrive. Every post begins with, "I am thrilled to announce," or "I am humbled to share." It's an endless stream of empty bragging. It's an ecosystem designed to make you feel completely inadequate. Then you go to academic conferences. It's even worse in person. You stand by your poster, wearing a forced smile, masking your crippling imposter syndrome. You nod along to conversations, pretending you don't spend half your week wondering if you should just quit and open a coffee shop. Here's the truth. Academia's narrative is deeply, fundamentally sick. It constructs this glorious myth around the top 1%, the absolute right tail of the curve. It worships the prodigies, the visionaries, the workaholics who supposedly never sleep. And by doing that, it completely invalidates the rest of us. It forces the remaining 99%, the people sitting right in the middle of the normal distribution, to feel like absolute losers. Let's talk about that normal distribution for a second, because we need to radically shift our perspective. The middle of the curve isn't a failure. It isn't a sign of mediocrity or laziness. The middle of the distribution is the true majority. The everyday struggles, the intense anxiety, the months of agonizing uncertainty. That isn't you failing at a PhD. That is the authentic PhD experience. I had to hit rock bottom to finally understand this. During my deepest phase of depression, I couldn't even look at my own reflection. I hated myself, and I realized why. I had tied my entire self-worth to my academic output. I thought my value as a human being was perfectly correlated with my citations, my publication records, and my code performance. If my validation loss didn't drop, my self-esteem dropped instead. If my code failed, I felt like a failed human being. But I need you to hear this, and I need you to really listen. Before we are defined by a prefix like doctor or an academic title, we are flesh and blood human beings. We are humans who get tired, we get hurt, we get burned out, and we desperately need rest. You are more than your Google Scholar profile. You deserve a life. You deserve happiness. and you deserve to keep your sanity outside of academia. That realization is exactly why I started this channel. This is the mission of PhDsecrets. I am not here to teach you how to get a perfect score. I'm not going to sell you a course on how to become an academic superstar or publish in Nature. I want to be the voice for the middle. I want us to talk about the messy stuff. What do you actually do when a paper is brutally rejected by reviewers? How do you handle a toxic advisor? How do you honestly evaluate if a PhD is even the right path for you without feeling like a quitter? If you have ever felt suffocated by this system, if you have ever felt completely, hopelessly lonely in a crowded lab, welcome to PhDsecrets. You are not alone anymore. Someone finally understands exactly what you are going through. Before you go, I have a small favor to ask. Let's start changing the culture right here, right now. I want you to leave a comment down below, sharing exactly one thing outside of academia that brings you joy. Is it a video game, baking bread, walking your dog, or, if you're too exhausted for that, just type the words, "I'm in the middle." Let's find each other in the comments. Let's completely turn off the competitive mindset in the community below this video. Take a deep breath. Close your laptop for the night. I'll see you in the next one.